Do you want to go out and see the chickens? Come on, Fremont. Come on, Fremont. Hey, Bonnie. We are now in full-blown molting season. Silly birds. Hey. Alright, that's enough. I brought you out to the coop today because it's kind of a special time of year. It's molting season. You've seen all the feathers all over the floor. This is something that happens every year. Chickens that are a year to year and a half old will molt every late summer to early fall, and it can go on for a month to 3 months. It just depends on the chicken. We have a lot of different kinds of chickens, so it could be 3 months that we're seeing all these feathers. As we get into the fall, we have less hours of daylight. Chickens need 14 to 16 hours a day of daylight for egg production. It triggers a hormone that allows for them to lay eggs. So sometimes people will put their chickens under lights at this time so that they can continue getting all those eggs. We don't do that anymore. We did put them under lights the first year, but last year we did not. And we found that they looked much better all winter. Their coats were better. They were fluffier and healthier, and I think it had everything to do with the light. I think you need to just let Mother Nature run her course when it comes to chickens. They're healthiest and happiest if you do that. The second thing is you want to limit the amount of stress. Now is not the time to move them to a new coop or add any new chickens to the flock. The other thing I don't like about artificial lighting is you have to set it to come on earlier in the morning, and then they're getting up when it's usually the coldest time of the day, and it's better for them to stay in there, up in their coop, up in here on their roosts where they're all packed in together. I think it's a healthier option. Now there's some things you can do for your chickens to help them through this molting process. And I'd say the first one is don't handle them. Don't pet them. Only pick them up or handle them if it's absolutely necessary. Because as these little pin feathers are coming through the follicles, they're filled with blood and nerves, and it hurts. They can actually experience pain. So they may be shying away from you during this period of time, and don't worry about it. It's normal. Once their new feathers come back in, they'll be cuddly like they were before. You can give them a starter feed, which is what you would feed chicks. Just get them a non-medicated starter feed and add it to their layer pellets or crumbles or whatever you feed them, and that has 18% protein and will give them a boost in protein that they'll need for feather production. Mike usually takes care of them in the evening and gives them worms and collects the eggs, and they love that. And we found that last winter they looked great. And lastly, don't ever put a sweater on your chicken. They don't need it. It's not good for them. It might make you feel better, but you should just save your chicken for your chihuahua. Save your chicken for your chihuahua. Save the sweater for the chihuahua. Chicks, you coming in? There's Lily taking a dust bath. She's made herself a little hole there. And I wanted to show you a good example of some pin feathers coming in. Hey, Peaches. Hattie is a good example of being able to see where those pin feathers are coming back in. Right up there on her wing. And I don't really see that on the other ones as much. And Peaches doesn't even look like she's really lost anything yet. It's late in the evening now, and we've come out to clean up all these feathers. We threw some mealworms out there to get the chickens out of the coop. And Mike is shoveling and raking up all these feathers. So now that we have it raked out pretty much, it's not perfect, but it's good enough. We're going to top it off with some sand. It's Quikrete all-purpose sand. You don't want to use play sand.
It's not for me to say you love. Go with the brothers, boo, you know how we do. It's for me to say.